Hi, you're watching Editor's Take. I'm Sakshi Batra and I have with me Gaurav Chaudhary, Deputy Executive Editor of Money Control with me, and today we are going to be talking about the financial sector. Well, Gaurav, the recent IL&FS default and thereafter the downgrade that has brought under lens the entire NBFC space because of credit risk and liquidity crunch. How vulnerable do you think the NBFC sector right now is in the wake of this crisis?
There are a couple of things. One, the NBFC, we need to look, if you look at the data, clearly there are a few red flags that seem visible. For one, NBFCs have been borrowing a lot from the private placement debt market at a time when the credit demand market has not been growing. That needs to be seen, and also at a time when interest rates are rising. But more than that, what needs to be kept in mind that the lending by NBFCs have far outperformed lending by commercial banks.
Sure.
Say for instance, in 2017, when bank credit grew at 4.5%, NBFC credit grew at double digits. Likewise for 2015 and 16. And a latest report by CRISIL says that NBFCs probably will grow at about 18% this year. That looks a little out of place given the fact that non-food credit by commercial banks has started growing only now after being contracting for about 18 months since November 2016.
Yes, and just like how you pointed out, there were red flags that were raised. And obviously, once upon a time, all the experts and analysts believed that NBFC is the space to be, and suddenly all this turmoil has happened. So, were there enough flags raised at the right time to ensure that the underlying weakness in the NBFC space is actually seriously considered?
There is one thing that needs to be said in the credit of Reserve Bank of India, much before the implosion of IL&FS, which took place a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
The Reserve Bank of India have actually kept a very close vigil on what's happening in NBFCs and have not hesitated to crack the whip. And they have gone ahead and cancelled licenses of NBFCs by hundreds, particularly in the last few months, clearly stating and demonstrating their intent to walk the talk, that certain things are clearly non-negotiable and RBI is not going to tolerate any kind of defiance or compliance issues so far as NBFCs are concerned.
Right, and now going forward, do you expect the RBI to actually bring in some tougher norms for the NBFCs? And also, is the government also looking at some policy steps to regulate the entire sector even further?
Yeah, so one thing that needs to be kept in mind, in the case of NBFCs, it is more, the question is also about profitability. And now at some point in time, many NBFCs actually are staring at very low or zero profitability in the coming years. And that will lead to could lead to capital adequacy issues, and if that leads to capital adequacy issues, clearly their balance sheet will come under serious pressure. That is something that the RBI and the bank and the government probably is keeping a close eye on.
Right. Thanks very much then, Gaurav, for sharing all that insight. Well, tougher norms and stricter norms definitely coming is definitely the way forward for the NBFC space. We can't forget that there were 11,400 companies in NBFC space, and 11,000 of them all are smaller companies. And if these are capital adequacy issues, like you just pointed out, if they're not contained at this point in time, if the concerns are not curbed at this point in time, then it will be difficult for them to survive. Thanks very much for joining us in this discussion at Editor's Take at Money Control. Do stay logged on to moneycontrol.com for more news and updates. Thanks for watching.